Hey, I'm Laura.
And I'm Marcel.
This is Legendary Focus.
And nothing is as it seems.
Not even the days of the week.
I know you guys are probably wondering, where is all this stuff coming from? Well, Laura and I have really been diving deep on a lot of information over the past year or so, and it actually started it with us looking into medicine and the healthcare system.
Really starting with the idea of how is something that is supposed to be inherently good for us. We're not supposed to question where we get medicine from or going to the doctor. Those are supposed to be safe things that everyone's taught to do when you're growing up. But we've learned that that's not always the best practice for your well-being sometimes.
And so if that's not the best practice, that led us down to food, which we did a video on that you can go check out. And now we're going and looking at all types of different subjects and just really questioning things like, who came up with the system that we're using today? Is it the best system to be using as far as a collective?
Who's it
benefiting?
Serve?
Yes.
Who's benefiting? That's the biggest one. Did they do it to serve themselves or to serve the people around them?
And we're starting to see that there are no mistakes on earth. Everything happens for a reason or is orchestrated by somebody.
No coincidences at all.
So today we're going to get into the 7 days of the week.
You know, why there are 7 in the first place, as well as what the names are and where they came from.
So let's get right into it. When we started digging into this information, you will notice that there's this layer that you have to dig through. Even with the days of the week, when you look that up, you get a bunch of kids stuff, and it's just a bunch of programming that shows you that
all you need to know is how to pronounce it and how to spell it and where it goes.
And we don't question after that
anything. You're just told this is what it is, and that's that. We really wanted to see, okay, well, what does this name mean? Because all words have meaning. Think about even the word week.
We're talking about W-E-E-K and W-E-A-K.
So you have your weekdays, which really are your week as in your weakness, your weakest days. The 5 days that you're stuck at
These
work.
are the days that, you have to go to work and school and slave away. And what does everybody say? Oh man, I hate Monday.
Exactly.
And Monday is just an idea. There's no reason to hate Monday besides the system that we're in.
That's why everyone loves the weekends, because it's the 2 days that you end your weaknesses. You get to do what you want to do. Some people literally just use those days for relaxing and worshiping. So it's your reviving days.
It's time for you to get your life together, which is not really
enough time.
When you look at the 40-week work system, who implemented that? Why is 40 the magic number? It seems like just the right amount of time to keep you working and not have enough time to think about anything else.
Which is so messed up. But you know what?
It's perfect.
Because it distracts you.
Right?
You have to choose. If I have only 2 days to get my life together, am I really going to try to dive into something new that's going to take me somewhere fun?
Or am I going to trim the hedges? You should see my hedges right now.
They need some help.
they need some help, but hey, we're here with you.
Which is what we choose to do.
Which is what we choose to do.
So where did having 7 days of the week come from? We were doing some research and we found out that back in ancient Roman times, they actually used to have 8 or 9 days of the week.
All the work would get done over 7 days. Then there would be a day or 2 for rest or shopping. That number 7 is significant because the ancients were following the moon cycles.
They wanted to break it up into 4 parts.
So we have the 4 phases of the moon. You're new, you're full, you're waning and waxing. And those each take 7 days.
And it's interesting too, because one lunar phase, which is called a lunatation, is exactly 29 days, 12 hours, 44 minutes, and 3 seconds. The 7-day week was made official in year AD 321 by Constantine, the first Christian Roman emperor.
And we have discovered that Constantine, being a Christian, was a political play in the first place. So anything that he implemented should be examined closely.
Very closely. A lot of the traditions that he implemented as Christian actually had pagan roots, even the days of the week.
And one of those holidays was Saturnalia, which has links to the Christian Christmas holiday. He actually enfolded Christmas into Saturnalia to allow the pagans to come into Christianity.
Yeah, we're we're definitely going to have to go deeper into that subject in another video. It's not what it seems, people.
So the days of the week are actually named after the known planets in the solar system at the time.
Constantine liked to see what was already popular and then just put his own spin on it and act like he came up with something new that everyone could jump on board with. He did the same thing with the days of the week. There are 7 because if you look back, 7 was a popular number to choose because if you look past the ancient Romans, back before the Babylonians, you know, all the way back to the Sumerians, they loved the number 7 because, well, it was the number of completion, as well as the fact that they were big on astronomy and they could see 7 planets in the sky, you know, including
the sun and the moon. Yes. These objects in the sky, they call them planets, are wanderers, and they really worshipped these objects. They gave them names, and we use our days of the weeks for these names. Obviously, Sunday is the sun's day. Then we have Monday, the moon's day. We have Tuesday, which is the day for Mars. Wednesday, which is the day for Mercury. Thursday, the day for Jupiter. Friday, the day for Venus. And Saturday, the day for Saturn.
And it's interesting too because the people of the time actually would name the planets after their own gods. So we're just going to look at a couple of those, the Greek and the Norse, since they're more of the
2 popular pantheons out there right now.
Yeah. The sun is Helios, the moon is for Selene, Mars is Aries, Mercury is Hermes, Jupiter is Zeus, Venus is Aphrodite, and Saturn is Kronos.
And then with Norse mythology, Sunday is the sun's day, Monday is the moon's day, Tuesday is Tyr's day, Wednesday is Woden's day or Odin's day, Thursday is Thor's day, everyone loves Thor, that's Thursday, Friday is Freya's day, and Saturday is Saturn's day. We have to be aware that these names have an effect on us when we say them. And actually, the day that we call the Sabbath has been transformed to be Sunday, which corresponds with worship of the sun.
The sun's day. When you look at the Romance languages, Spanish, French, and Italian, they actually do something a little different with their weekends. Instead of making it just Sun's day and Saturn's day, they actually went and translated it back to talking about the Sabbath. So their Saturday, like in Spanish, is
Sábado.
Exactly.
Which literally goes back to the Sabbath, and Sunday is
Domingo, which is the Lord's day at the same time.
You have to remember that they were worshiping the gods of the sky. And so if Sunday is the day of the Lord of that day is the sun. There goes that man, mama, always changing things. Constantine changing the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday, which is really important for us Christians.
If we're going to worship on a day, we need to know why and when we're doing it. If you want to keep doing it on Sunday, that's cool, that's fine. But we realized we had to be aware of this stuff.
You have to be aware of it because so many times you're thinking that you're doing things that are good for you, but there are hidden meanings and agendas behind things. And you don't want to damn yourself on account of being ignorant. Ignorance is not an excuse. And ignorance of God's law is no excuse.
And that could be in more ways than one. You don't know what you don't know, so it's time you knew. And you have to start looking. This is one of those hard conversations, you know, we don't want to have, no one wants to have, but...
So what we're doing here is not about proving what's right or wrong or trying to prove what book is better than another book. What we're doing is trying to synchronistically put all the evidence together for what we have and make sure that we have a complete picture.
We can't just take everything at face value.
At face value. And we know that a lot of things that we do today were based on what the ancient Sumerians did. They have our oldest form of recorded history. And these guys were astronomers. They studied the stars and their movements.
Their temples were observatories. And when you think about it, it's not about worshiping the sky. No one's telling you to do that. They were learning though, which is what astronomers do today.
And even J.P. Morgan Chase, a man who is infamous in our banking and monetary system, is quoted saying that millionaires don't need astrologers, billionaires do.
So there's some info up there, obviously.
Did you guys know about this? Join the discussion that we're having down below. Also, comment with any other topics that you think might be interesting to uncover. So make sure to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell to see our video next week.
That's all the time for right now. Remember guys, focus on making every day legendary. You're worth it.
Peace.